Hey there, Amy Carroll here with a confession of a recovering predator. As a communication coach, I like to share my success stories for people to help them improve their own communication, and I figure that, I should probably share my less than successful stories, and hopefully someone will learn something from this. So this happened a couple months ago. It was during the holidays, and I was getting ready to go back to the U.S. to visit my family. I went to a little cheese shop to buy my favorite cheeses. And when I walked in, it was full of people. And I was thinking, the really nice woman would be helping me. Except that she was really busy. And so then her colleague helped me, older gentleman. And I walked over to him to tell him what I wanted. And his response was very impatient and irritated. I was a bit surprised. So I attempted again, staying in partner. Again, he responded in this impatient, irritated, annoyed manner. And now I'm thinking, okay, one more chance, my friend. So one more time, I respond or I say what I want, and he still has this attitude. And that was it for me. I really had enough. So I do one of these things. Oh no, c'est bon. You know what? It's not like I was politely saying, never mind. I was really had serious attitude. And then the moment he realized I was walking out of the shop without ordering anything, he suddenly became very attentive and polite. And, oh, madame, what can I do? And I said, no, c'est bon. And to make it worse, when I walked out, as I'm walking past the window, I'm doing this. Man, I can't believe he had that attitude. Does he know who I am? So I'm sure I probably embarrassed him in front of the other customers and certainly in front of his colleague. And for a couple of days, I was feeling really proud of myself. Yeah, Amy, you stuck up for yourself. You don't let anyone take advantage of you. And then about a week later, I was telling the story to a friend, and I just realized, oh man, I was such a jerk. I'm not saying that it was okay for him to treat me that way. Though the way I chose to leave the store, I certainly didn't have to be such a passive-aggressive idiot. And so I really regretted that. And I thought, well, I guess that's the last time I get to go into that cheese shop. Though a couple weeks ago, I was walking down the street in town, and I passed the shop, and I was getting a taste for that's so good Gouda cheese that I like so much they have. And I thought, well, maybe he won't be there today. Or, he probably won't remember me. So I took a chance and I walked in, and it was quiet. There was not another person in the shop except for my buddy, the cheese guy. So I walk up and I very politely ask for the cheese that I want, and he very politely responds, and we have this nice little exchange, and then I pay for my cheese. As I'm about to leave, he says to me, would you like to try some other cheeses? That way, when you come back next time, you'll know if you want to taste these new ones. And so I used that improv attitude, and I said, oh, yes, sure, okay, thanks. So I taste the cheese and enjoying them. And as I'm doing this, he says to me, the last time you were here, it was just so busy, and I was really stressed. And I was like, okay, he recognizes me. And after my temporary embarrassment, I realized that he wasn't defending or justifying himself in any way. He was simply explaining, and what I also heard was an apology. And so I responded very friendly. I said, oh, yes, I can imagine. I completely understand. And then he said something else that was really cool. He said, and, I really want to thank you for coming back in. And I thought, wow, that's very cool, because he's acknowledging you could go to some other stores. You chose to come back here. So after that, we were just totally bonded, and now I got my cheese guy back. So I hope you found this useful, and you too will be able to resist the temptation to go predator when you're the customer, even if the system or the situation is justified. And with that, feel free to click on the link below to join me on social media. And in the meantime, happy partnering.